I think we're live.
Are we?
I think we're live early. I think we're live early. And I don't know what's going on with this camera.
Which camera is it?
It is the Logitech.
I haven't even logged in
You
yet.
haven't even logged in. That's all right. I dare say we're going to be talking to ourselves for about
20 minutes?
no, quarter past.
Oh, I thought you said 12:30.
No, about 8 minutes. Oh no, there's 8 people there. 7 thumbs up. This is my first time using YouTube Studio webcam, so I'm a little bit I'm not exactly up on how this works. We were using Zoom previously.
That's my mouse.
That's my mouse. There's your mouse.
That's my mouse.
Hey Mike, it's all right, Michael. We all need to sleep in every now and then. I'm just going to play around with this camera, see if I can steady up the laptop, and also try and work out if there's settings.
I was going to say, sleeping. What's that?
Sleep in? It's what you... Oh, Bianca was supposed to have a sleep in this morning, but was rudely awakened by a gunshot. But anyway. How's it going, Darren? Mr. Leal, sorry. How's it going? Yes, we had a bit of excitement here this morning. We had some more dogs chasing bits and pieces around the property that had to be taken care of. G'day, Robin, the pumpkin girl. G'day, Desmond. How are you, Des? Actually, I'm on the wrong computer. I downloaded all these pictures and bits and pieces. Is this the Rob Bob Pumpkin Party show? Funny you should say that.
We should have taken them downstairs.
I've got
downstairs near the pumpkin.
All the photos are on the other blooming computer, but it's playing up. So we've got loads of pumpkins under the deck at the moment because we did the final harvest. So there's going to be quite a few to show you guys later on.
Spoiler.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it'll turn up in the camera there. Because stick it up, see if people can see. That's at the back there. They're the pumpkins we picked yesterday. So we got about 130.
143.
143, was it? 143 pumpkins yesterday from the patch. But yeah, hi, just recently found your channel. My wife and I are just starting the process of moving out of the country and starting a homestead. We've got chickens in town, but we've found, yeah, that's how we went as well. And g'day and welcome to the channel, by the way. Always need a little bit more room for a few other things. We've only got the 4 chooks here at the moment. We want to set up a serious chicken pen before we get too much bigger. So it'd be interesting to know what sort of size property you've got. And you're also hoping to start aquaponics setup and planning to use, not a problem. I hope that you find the videos helpful. There's the beginner's guide as well, and there's also a beginner's playlist on the YouTube channel as well. Should be able to find it somewhere. Hello, Tennessee, Antonio. And I've got pop-up windows, no Nortons. I don't want that Nortons. Found your niche for the farm, pumpkins, you reckon? You reckon, Michael? Less than an acre in town. We have 6 children, 2 quite aren't laying eggs yet. It's always a start. Are you going to do chicken aquaponics? No, we're not. We're not going to do chicken aquaponics. I am speaking to a guy.
Called ducks.
Oh, there's duckponics, quackponics. I'm speaking to a guy regularly through Facebook. G'day if you're watching. I don't want to out you, but he's doing aquaponics, but he's using rabbits. Oh. So I think he's making up a compost brew. I haven't really frogponics. I haven't really asked too many questions of what he's doing with the rabbits to make the manure usable for the system, but it is something I really should be asking him.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I'd be all over breeding meat rabbits, but my wife loves it. We have 2 pet rabbits. Yeah, I can understand that. Michael's put frogponics. He's got a geodesic dome greenhouse, if that's where the tank is at the moment. And he's got frogs in his grow beds. We've had the same thing happen in ours as well. One of our first systems. we had so many tadpoles and they started to grow legs.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we ended up, they were a local native variety, so we ended up taking them to a local park that had a massive pond. So we popped them in there rather than letting the butcher birds and all the other bits and pieces knock them off from the backyard.
They're a bit messy too, trying to keep the water
Oh, clean, yeah.
clean
Yeah,
after we were feeding them. And
yeah, but mainly the main mess wasn't so much solids, although I suppose you could technically grow something on it. It was more the fine plant material that they didn't consume. So,
bred a lot of algae.
yeah, that camera's a bit. Yeah, I don't like
You
the
look
way.
okay.
I look okay?
You look alright.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just checking Bianca's computer. Oh, okay. Yeah, we were using Zoom for all these hangouts, but we decided just to save a bit of coin, we'd stop paying just to stream on YouTube. So I know there's OBS software for streaming, and we thought we'd try the YouTube Studio webcam to begin with, and then we'll work out something so the later live streams will be a little bit better. I do a proper video showing everything. The new frog pond is part of the new greenhouse. Not a problem.
That'd be cool.
Yes, I tried Aquaponics pods and everything corked. Not a problem. Bianca's out of frame. Shove her over. There you go. How's that?
Don't
Yep.
move that, you'll mess the cables. I'll come over.
You'll come over.
Oh,
There you go. Yeah, it's all right. I showered last week.
oh, very good.
Yeah. StreamYard. Yeah, we used to use StreamYard as well, and I had a look again at it last night. But yeah, just by the time we'd finished everything last night, I was a little bit tuckered out. So yesterday we hooked into the pumpkin patch, the pig yard. We took off some gates, and we were going to start taking down the fencing wire in the afternoon, but we thought we'd have a bit of a break, and we'll get onto that at another point in time.
Oh, it's just too hot.
Yeah, it was a bit of a stinker
so hot.
yesterday. Yeah, so today's agenda later on this afternoon, not that it's real hot today, it's only about 86 or 30-ish today, 28. We're going to look at start taking the wire down around the outside of the old pig yard, so we can get the line trimmer in there and the rider mower and that, and have a little bit of a general cleanup.
I was thinking we're going to have to do whippersnipper first because there's buried plastic.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they've got actually some sheets of tin as well, Colorbond tin. There's a pig feeder. Yeah,
it's like water tank thick plastic.
Yeah.
Just buried in the ground for some reason.
And we've also got, we found, all the photos are on the other blooming computer. Found swallows' nests. In one of the, it's a half water tank, was one of their pig shelters. There's little swallows with a little mud nest in there. And they've been using all the
guinea fowl.
Guinea fowl, thank you.
I was just thinking, what are you on about? Not the walling, no, the
other
lining.
ones.
The lining, yes.
Oh, now I've got you. I tried Aquaponics once, but everything croaked. I thought you meant corked. All right. Ha 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 ha. So, very funny. Yeah. So. What else? The other thing we've decided, we went around yesterday. You'll see this in an upcoming video. We videoed everything from yesterday. I just wasn't going to get it done in time for today. So that's why we decided to do a spare of the moment stream.
We got a little bit more to do.
Yeah. So we went around with the spray can and marked all the timber fence posts that need to come out. Funnily enough,
I should have just walked a line of spray paint and just did the whole thing.
There's only 3 fence posts we'll be keeping, but we also need to dig down and find out where all the water lines are, because they've got water lines that run around the whole circumference of the pig yards. And our problem is there's no stop valve between the tank and those valves on the water line, so we need to isolate them in case we damage them while we're working in there. Otherwise, we could lose 10,000 litres worth of water. So that's something we've got to look. What's that about? 10,000 litres. It is about 2,000 gallons. 2,000 gallons of water. So yeah. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the. Hey guys, hope all well. All is well. All is well. Bit of a scon ache, but that's my problem.
It's see better if I put my glasses on.
What's the biggest pitfalls to avoid when starting an aquaponics setup? Do you have a video about the most common problems? I do have something in, it is in, I'll see if you go through my account, you can just search through the studio and find it. I do think I have a video in there. Number one, it all comes down to planning and researching first. I think the biggest thing people don't do is research first. Know what the basic requirements are for biofiltration for the fish, the amount of fish you want to keep. Also, too, planning the setup of the area.
Playlist or video?
It's in the playlist, should be. Or if you search on the channel, it should say mistakes. Just type mistakes. Yeah, locating the system. Another thing people do is they tend to put it somewhere where they've got a little bit of space out of the way. The only problem is that little bit of space out of the way in a suburban setting, at least, is generally there because it receives no good sunlight, or it's on a main thoroughfare, or it's right on the neighbour's property line. It's what you're really looking for is a position that's going to get a lot of decent sunlight, especially the morning to midday sunlight, and shielded from the hot afternoon sun if you're in an area that receives a pretty brutal afternoon sunlight. So you found it?
I found a link. There's multiple for mistakes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So,
yeah. But they're the two most common mistakes, not sizing the system biofiltration wise and setting it up in a totally wrong area. Oh, another thing with the wrong area too, a lot of people will set it up in that out of the way position, as I mentioned before, but it's also out of the way for your water and your power supply. So you're running extension cables over the ground or tacked up under the eaves of your house or whatever. So definitely try and work out an area where you can put power if there's not power there already. Make sure it's a waterproof outside power box, and your water as well. Make sure you're all set out with your water source. Plumbers do have a special tool for finding pipes. The tool higher place has them. Yeah, digging is no fun. Yeah, what do the owners say? If you're wondering how we've done anything, just think
logically.
Just think logically. Well, so far our logic isn't the same as theirs. So
no.
we're hoping. He did say they're behind fence lines, but as to what side of the fence is behind and what's the front, who knows? But yeah, so that's one of the concerns we have. If we go ripping out posts and putting new posts in, if they're running like right next to the fence line, we may have issues. But I did see one where they run a charge down through the water. But that works with the metal copper lines. I don't know. I need to look into it.
I think these are all plastic.
Yeah, these are all plastic irrigation lines.
Garden hose.
Yeah, I know. I saw one section's connected with a 20 mil or 3/4 inch garden hose, which doesn't do good in the sun.
That's the one that goes underneath the walkway into the other pens.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've noticed a fair few termite. One of the posts is pretty much all just it's eaten the live termites. As we were taking the gate off, there's just termites crawling all through it. So that's one of the issues we've got. But anyway, so any other? Can you think of any tips for budding aquaponists? When you first start, grow what you eat. Don't just plant a whole heap of stuff like I did, like tomatoes, and we hardly eat tomatoes. Grow what you eat. So that's another big one. So yeah, but that link there that Bee put up, Bee's dismembered Bee, by the way. That's her arts and crafts. She does bizarre arts and crafts. But anyway,
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Hop on that link and hopefully you'll be able to find something. Valentine Rebel Crosscraft. My cousin actually did a chop and flip aquaponics system step-by-step. It's really good. Oh, cool. That's excellent to hear. They're pretty. There's not a lot that can really go wrong with them. The old chop and flip, as long as you don't throw too many fish in there. And so a great way to get started, and you can always expand on that later on down the line.
That's what female AI said.
Okay,
chop
cool.
And flip in the greenhouse.
Yeah. So it's pretty much all the easiest way to start off, I think. Crafty Kiwi. Hey, I almost said that in the accent. I know I shouldn't. Hey guys, how are you going? Have you got anywhere with the ponds? No, actually, the water got somewhere with it the other week. B went down. I haven't been down there actually. I went the other side. I didn't check where it's badly eroded from what we call the lily pad pond into the large pond, which is only large by surface area, not by depth. You said, what did you find?
Oh, it's a bit more eaten out since we've had the flood.
So is it back further into the dam, or is it just more of a washout down?
Deeper.
It's deeper. Okay, yeah. So the for those that don't know, we had a fairly wet summer last year, just starting to come into summer. No, it's the end of winter, but yeah, 30 degrees today. The old owners used a lot of dispersive clay in the dam walls, and the problem is as soon as water hits it, it literally disperses throughout the water. So there's a few weak points, especially in the lily pad dam wall, that need to be rectified. So we were hoping to get a tractor with a bucket on it, as I was saying to Dave earlier in the supporters hangout. G'day, Dave. And yeah, so if we had that, we could do some minor repairs for now and then use some concrete matting over the top just until we can afford to get some the dams fixed professionally, because we really do want them done professionally. We could do a half-ass job, but yeah, I'd really like someone who knows what they're doing with the spillways.
Half-ass will only last so long.
Yeah, so we'll get someone in here who knows what they're doing, and we'd really like to get Daniel Lawton in, just because he knows what he's doing and he's got that permaculture background and he knows what he was looking at the top of the system to fix the bottom of the system, whereas a lot of earth moving guys will just come in and they'll fix the dams and that's it, without taking into account what we might be doing further up in the system that could affect it down the line. So he was pretty much he spotted everything that we'd spotted plus more. So
pretty much,
yeah, he's really on the ball. If you're into that sort of earth moving, want some dams done and that, Daniel Lawton, I don't know if it's enterprises, but Daniel Lawton Permaculture will pick it up. He also does permaculture consultancy, just like his dad, Jeff Lawton, and he's just as knowledgeable. So yeah, he's worked all around the world in different climates. So definitely someone to look at.
And he's not ridiculously overpriced.
No, he was comparative to local earth movers. The only real expense for us was he gets the trucking the earth moving equipment he uses up here, because we're 4 hours or 3.5 hours north of Brisbane. So that would have been the expense for us because he's Brisbane based. So yeah. So that's the dams, Crafty Kiwi. The dams down the back. Yeah, we haven't really gone back down to the Billabong or some of the other dams down the back, the natural dams. Just this summer was a little bit too wet, and a lot of those places you're actually trekking down pretty steep banks, and it was just one of those things we just didn't want to risk it until we had a I suppose the Ute could have done it, the BT50 could have done it. Sorry, truck, Ute, whatever you want to call it. But yeah,
it was getting a bit.
We just didn't have a tractor to pull it out if it got bogged at the time. So
and it was getting a little bit hairy in one spot.
Yeah.
Well, when you're driving through grass that's 6 foot tall and you don't know whether there's a tree trunk in it.
Yeah, you just go extra fast so you can go over it. Yeah, so
let's see if we can get airborne down the back.
Why not? Yeah, so that's the dams down the back is something we've got to suss out this year. But we've got the slasher now, so we can slash all the paths and see where we're going, so we don't run over trees. And
maybe we should go for a walk down the back, down that.
Right down to the Billabong.
Right down. Oh no, not all the way down the Billabong. I'm thinking that new patch that we started investigating.
Oh yeah, the waterway.
We'll take the camera down with the dongle.
Yeah, have a bit of a look down there. There's a few places where we'd choice spots to put leaky weirs, because there is a little bit of erosion down there, and it looks fairly new as well. So yeah, keep seeing this bloody ads inserted. Sorry guys, I didn't turn them off. Yeah. So yeah, maybe you do. Do you guys let us know in the comments? Do you guys want to see more of the property? Do you want us to go for a walk with the camera? down the back and show you some different sites around the property. I know I'm primarily an aquaponics channel, but now we are a farm and aquaponics channel. So yeah, if you guys want to see that sort of thing.
Hillbilly Prepper said he tried putting fish in the greenhouse a few back and it didn't work out well. I'd love to know what went wrong.
Try putting. Yeah, like if I could learn a little bit more about the system, mate. How are you guys going, by the way? Yeah, if you learn a little bit more about the system, if you want to pop a link up to a video or something either here or Facebook, then hit me up there. I'll have a bit of a chat. So yeah, not a problem. Big Wave Flower, how's it going? Would it be possible for you guys to make a hydroelectric setup, or do you already have? No, we don't have the flow.
Yeah, it's sporadic. It's when there's heavy rain, we get a lot of ground flow into the creek, but that's it. And then when there's no rain, it's dry pretty much. So that's why we were looking at the leaky weirs to try and slow the water to keep it there longer. But it'll always end up being dry.
But in saying that, this creek that runs past our property is supposedly only a seasonal creek. We moved in the end of November when the rain started, literally the week the rain started last summer.
Yeah.
We got flooded in. We moved in last November and the creek was dry from about now. Today, we actually did the pest inspection on this house a year ago today. So that was the pre-sale pest inspection. And the creek was dry then, but it's flowing now. It hasn't stopped flowing since last summer. So it'll be interesting to see if we get it to flow the full 12 months. Nice. So we've got a couple more months to go. And if we get, I did see we are expecting a little bit more rain, but it's flowing rather strong at the moment. So we might end up with a full year worth of flow. But it's not a creek. We can't do anything to the creek.
No.
We can remove sand that is washed up on the bank of the creek on our property. We can touch that, but we can't take sand out of the creek, anything like that, because they're all government regulated. So because it's a named creek as such.
Yeah, it's not ours.
We can't muck around with the flow, even sticking a pipe in for a ram pump, because we'd need water rights licenses for that sort of thing. We were told that previous owners did have a pump down there pumping out of one of the water holes. But yeah,
that's right. He was drinking it.
They were drinking it when they first moved in. The last owners. That's
yuck.
Yeah, actually, that's something I want to talk about a bit later. So yeah, just the water filter on the house had a few comments. I haven't answered any comments from the last video. Sorry, I've been flat out. So, but yeah, I did read a couple of comments there because I always read them the next day. But yeah, creek-wise. Yeah, there's not really much we can do. Yeah, I did post that we put a under sink water filter on. We had a few people comment that they never filter their tank water. We have, which is fine. Like when we lived on a property as a kid, we didn't filter the tank water either. We didn't have birds roosting on the roof like we have here. Like we have guinea fowls pooping on the roof. And someone asked if we have a first flush diverter, which would look after that sediment as it flows through. We do have one of those as well, but the amount of rain we get through, it fills up very quickly in the storms, and the stuff just washes straight through into the tanks anyway.
And the way the tank is set up, it's not a sealed unit.
No.
Frogs can get in there.
We saw bits of frogs floating around when we had to replace some top of the tank in there. So it's one of those things. Actually, I can skip ads. Can I skip ads? There we go. I think I've skipped an ad for you guys, so you don't have to watch it.
So does that pop up while it's live streaming?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we just prefer to have a filter under the sink so we can filter out any of the sediment and any possible pathogens. It still tastes healthy. It's still better for us than the crappy town water we were drinking down in Ipswich, even though we filtered that as well. Full chlorine. Yeah, we just prefer to filter it. We have visitors come to the farm, and if they're not used to it. We know when we used to have family come to the farm as kids, some of them used to spend the first couple of days running backwards and forwards to the toilets because they weren't used to our tank water then. So, we just filter it now. No huge issue. Is that really? Yeah. Sorry about the blowout behind us, folks. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. We prefer to filter it. Where are we? Yeah, I'm interested in both aquaponics, farming, and homesteading. Cool. How's B going? How are you going?
Much better.
Thank you, Mark.
Yes.
Yes.
Backfiring on all cylinders. Yeah, mostly.
Yep.
Mostly. I got the all clear from the hospital. There was nothing ugly in the gallbladder, so that's always a plus.
Yep.
And it's just...
Put her to work yesterday in the blazing sun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can do stuff, just not overexert myself.
Yeah, she could have worked harder, to tell you the truth. She's didn't see enough sweat pouring from her. But yeah, no, it's all good. You can lift again and do all the rest. So yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you thought of the weight for the tractor? Yeah, I know they're very easy to flip, Des. I haven't done it as of yet.
We only just got the crane.
Yeah, I ended up driving down to last Sunday after a bit of excitement in the morning and getting a wild dog in the bottom paddock. I was in the car and down to Ipswich, picked up the trailer. I picked up a new air compressor from Craig. Thank you very much, mate. A mate of ours down there, he's got a carpentry business, does renovations, and yeah, he's pretty much all swapped out of using air tools. So he had an old industrial one that he gave us, 300-litre jobby. So thank you very much. He gave it to us for a song. He sold it to us for a song. We both got something out of it. So I just had to buy a new regulator for that. I picked that up at Trade Tools in Bundy during the week. Need to fix that up. Picked up our old fridge that Kira was using because we bought her a new birthday Christmas present and another second-hand fridge, bigger one. So I was down there, brought the trailer up. The trailer's got a winch on the back, so I can now safely lift up that weight.
Now I'll replace it. Take the...
we've got a backhoe, a Caterpillar backhoe foot as a weight on the front at the moment. We'll put this big hub up there and we'll use that. And I still won't be on slopes. I'll be driving up and down slopes. I won't be driving with the slope or side by over the side of a slope. Nothing like that. When we end up getting our dream tractor down the line, we'll end up getting them with the wider wheelbase. At the rear, and yeah, this one here is just pretty much all just to do the slashing, buy a post hole digger for it, and just a bit of a runaround thing. It's not going to be the be all end all tractor that we end up keeping. We will keep it. Yeah, we use forever.
I'd like to.
Bea wants to. Yeah.
I want to learn mechanics and.
Yeah, she wants to do a Pete from Just a Few Acres and do it all up.
I like the old stuff and making it look new again.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you could do the handbrake this afternoon, I'd appreciate it.
I can have a look.
You can have a look. Yeah. Punka Flukin. Yeah, I'm interested in both aquaponics, farming, homesteading. Cool. We, as a few people have pointed out to me, there's only so much aquaponics you can do, and then you end up with just repeating yourself over and over and over again. Which is what YouTube algorithm wants now. It wants us to repeat ourselves over and over and over again, but I don't want to bore people with that. I will be doing more builds in the future. There will be aquaponics coming. You just got to be patient with us. It's just one of those things. We can't run out, and we don't have the money to spend to do everything we want right now. And if I'm going to set up aquaponics, it's going to be done properly in a proper shelter for the fish room. And we're not going to stuff around anymore and just do half-baked builds just because that's all we had. We do it properly this time. Because it also teaches you folks too how to design things properly rather than just, an IBC cage with a piece of timber wired underneath it held up by a curtain rod. Like, you need to learn how to do things properly. Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Timmy C.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, mate. Really do. Let us know if you have any questions. Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. Put you to the top of the list. Yeah, so that's, the aquaponics will be coming. And yeah, other animals, we're thinking about pigs again. We weren't, and then we are, then we weren't. We went and had a meal a while back at a friend's place who has pigs and we had his pigs. G'day, Will and family. It was a great night and yeah, very tasty indeed. So we're thinking, it might be something to do. I don't know if we'd do what the old owners did and do it for raise them for market, but they're definitely something we do for ourselves. Cattle would be a cross between ourselves and market. Goats are pretty much, well, something we'd do just for ourselves, I think. Although there is a big market for goats, I don't think I'd, yeah. I will cross that bridge when it comes to it. Yeah.
Crafty Kiwi said, yeah, transport's always a big cost for earth moving. Have we looked into pond lining for spillways, cheaper than culverts? I think our biggest issue at the moment is there's so much soil that's washed out that even if we did put the pool lining or pond lining on it, it'd be an issue. But if we could repack it and put that concrete mesh stuff.
Yeah, the concrete, yeah. It's basically Tim Thompson's farm learning channel. He's done a few with it. It's basically a concrete. There's two different ones. You can get one which is, I think, a jute based, and they basically concrete pavers onto this jute matting, and then they lay it out, and then over time the jute breaks down, and you're just left with like concrete cobblestones, and it's meant to be like a fix it for wet areas around gates and things like that. And they have another one where I think it's a plastic reinforced mesh that they put the concrete on. So I think that would be something that would be sustainable for at least 5 years or so. Like we'd get away with putting it there on that.
Yeah, it's just to stop the washout.
Just to stop the washout. The other thing is too, we could do the pipe, like a large pipe that actually the inlet is within the dam itself, not on the wall. So all the flow velocity goes further on in the dam, not necessarily against the wall, which causes the erosion. There still is issues with that eroding and whatnot, but it would be another way for us to be able to tackle that. So yeah. So
either way, it's not cheap. We got 4 dams that are doing it.
Yeah, 4 dams. Yeah,
so because that one has the
over the back there.
There's this massive tree trunk,
hollow,
and it's hollow, and they've put that underneath the overpass, and
it's in the middle of the dam wall, basically. Yeah,
and it's
a roadway
eroding underneath it, and
so and at the other end, the flow, they actually dammed the flow into the dam and did the same thing. So there's like a little mini dam behind it, and then another hollow log that's supposed to act as a waterfall into the dam. So great idea.
Full of leaves and debris,
not working because underneath that hollow log has been washed out as well. So yeah.
Well done. Well thought out.
Yes. Especially permaculture stuff. Yes, well, permaculture is definitely something, the design side of things, and that's why we haven't done a lot in the beginning. Also, not having the equipment and money didn't really help, but not running out and replacing fences straight away and just waiting for a while just to see how we really think about the existing. Just because there's a fence there and the pig yard's there doesn't mean there should be a pig yard there. We don't think it should, because the prevailing winds come up over the pig pen, and we've got a wild dog on an ant nest down the back to retrieve its skull, and it's way down the paddock, and that breeze comes up through the pig yard, and if we can smell that, I can't imagine what the pig yard smelled like in the middle of summer when she had 20 pigs running in there. It just would have been very interesting. So we want to design the place and lay the place out properly. So show us the back, Darren. Yes, please go for a walk. How about you come up and go for a walk yourself, mate? Darren's a local. Caught up with him. So we'd like to have Darren and Will and a few other locals out here. Also met up with Shane. If Shane and family are watching, they bought some uni seals and some seaweed powder off us. And if you are watching this, I've actually been meaning to get back to you guys and see how much media you want, because Bianca and I had a bit of a talk about it. And if you want some clay media, I might have a bed or two of clay media that I might be able to let you have for a song, mainly because we may not be using it in the new systems. We're going to be trying some other ideas. But yeah, hit us up, Shane and family, if you're interested in that. You got the phone number. Crafty Kiwi, that's some good advice from Dan.
Yep, we talked about that. Pond lining for the spillways.
Oh, that's down further, is it?
No, I don't know what you're looking at.
Oh, geez. See, I'm not good
Stop
with these
scrolling,
things.
you. Have you ever heard of David the Good?
Yes, I have heard of David the
Antonio's
Good.
asked.
David the Good did a hit piece on aquaponics, and I did a response to it. My only ever response, mainly because his was a bit out of context, and he should have added the context in, because even I took it out of context. He was talking about in a certain area in a certain climate, aquaponics wasn't good. But yeah, I have heard of him. He seems like a really top guy. We chatted briefly after that, just so we knew there was no hard feelings or anything. I don't get to watch a lot of YouTube anymore, unfortunately. So what I do watch is pretty much all gardening, a lot of old favorites, and a little bit of a slant on more the homesteading stuff now at the moment. So I've followed some of his biochar ones and improving, making the what do they call it? The biochar paratetra, you know what I mean, if you know what I mean. So I've seen that series. I think it was 2 or 3 videos, and years ago I used to watch him a fair bit. But yeah, was there a reason why he asked about that? I can't find.
No, just.
No. Oh, I heard of David. Oh, there we go, Antonio.
No, it's just a question.
Yeah. No, he's a bit of a. He's definitely does his definitely knows his stuff. That's for sure. He's in America now from memory as well. Like when he did the aquaponics one, I think he was in South America, and that was the context he was talking about. Not people with backyard aquaponic systems, which he didn't sort of talk about on the video, who find it very hard to grow fish in their soil garden beds. Yes.
Well, you can grow plants off the fish in the soil.
Yeah, but you can't grow fish if you want to grow fish protein.
No.
Getting less proline from your water. No. Chlorine. No, I know you mean chlorine. Yep. Exactly uplifting.
Sci-fi swordsman. No, it's not exceeding my lifting limit. I was going to smack you, but I thought, no, then I'll have video evidence.
I'll have video evidence. Hey, Craftily Recycled, how's it going? Hey, Des, put another log on that fire.
Big Waves Love says...
Love the sheet. Yeah, it's a pretty cool shirt.
Oh, my...
Boobies.
Is your climate conducive to growing hops? Can they grow hops?
No, but I've forgotten your name. Down in who's the guy whose father-in-law his father was making whiskey kegs for brewing. He had one in his system which he's just sold recently. He had a hops bed in there.
Growing in aquaponics?
Yeah, growing in aquaponics. I don't remember how it went though. I have a feeling the plants grew okay, but he didn't get the best results at the end. But I know he was growing it with the sole purpose of brewing his own beer from his own hops. So yeah. He was on the coast, so a little bit cooler than when we were at Ipswich. The boys told me I had to buy you a beer. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Definitely will be. Actually, this afternoon, I haven't had a drink for a while, so I might have a Canadian club this afternoon. I'm not going to town, otherwise it would be a beer. Have you looked at Dexter Cattle, Tiny Irish? Yes, we have. We follow Pete from Just a Few Acres, and he has Dexter's, and Bianca said they're the cows for me because I'll be taller than them. I am going to get important. That is, I am going to get hit this live stream. But there's an Australian one, the Australian standard.
Australian what?
Australian, no, they're the sheep. They're the self-shedding sheep. The Australian standard. Can you Google that? I could fire up the other computer. There is an Australian version of that. They're a polled one. They don't have so no horns, but the only problem is then they don't give the milk like the Dexters. Apparently, Dexters you can still milk. It would be good to have a dual-purpose cow for both meat and milk because we do like cheese. Not big milk drinkers, but butter and cheese would be something we'd be look at doing if we did have the option to milk.
Not the Australian lowline.
Australian lowline. I don't know where I got standard from. Yeah, the Australian lowline, which is it's a Dexter cross from memory. I don't remember what with, but yeah, they're probably what we'd go with rather than the Dexters.
Someone's saying mini Angus.
Is it a mini Angus?
Hang on.
I'm sure it was a cross with Dexter. Anyway, B's looking that up.
Aberdeen Angus ancestry.
Oh, okay, there you go. I thought they were Dexter.
Then
again, I don't know what's in the Dexters. Yeah, they are. Paddy, I like Pete's one cow with the horns. Paddy, she's the herd leader over there, and yeah, they just even his bulls are really placid. He's got 2 bulls as well, and they're really placid. Then again, that's YouTube. Maybe he's only showing us the good stuff. I don't think Pete's like that though.
Oh, his bulls are just really good tempered.
They are, yeah.
Even when they biff.
Yeah. Get what you don't have to pay to feed. That's pretty much all what we're looking at, Des. That's why we're looking at the smaller cows as well for the amount of land. Like we've got the 160 acres, but there's only about open pasture we want to improve. There's only probably about 35 to 40. And most of that's down the front behind us, and there's a little bit up the back. Then there's some semi-treed that we could probably, we know the cattle do okay in there because the neighbours' cattle are just behind you guys at the moment at the back in the wood line out the back. There's a hole in the fence, and every now and then
we didn't work out how they got through that.
No, we didn't. We walked the fence line and we couldn't see anywhere. But yeah, they're coming into our property, which we don't mind. And if you ever watch this, it's fine. We don't mind. Yeah. So there is feed there. It's just not optimal feed for them at the moment. That's the whole reason we were looking at getting goats to eat down certain areas, and then they just end up being freezer.
Apparently, goats quite like wattle as well.
Do they? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It should be good because then if they clear out some of the wattle, I can actually plant some of the other gums and stuff.
Yeah. Bee's looking at doing some other gums in the back out there. It's actually, we should take you for a walk out there. We will. We'll do that.
The tree species are a bit thin on the ground.
Yeah,
the variety.
A lot of bloodwood, what they call bloodwood here.
They took all the
ironbarks and all the good trees.
All the good hardwood gum trees, and back in the 80s.
In the 80s, this whole property was clear felled.
So the only ones that are left are dead, rotting,
or useless
scarily
bloodwoods
going to fall over.
Yeah, a lot of bloodwoods were left, just because they're not an optimal lumber tree.
So
Hi nice from New Orleans.
Be nice to regenerate some of the older trees.
How's it going, Ramrod Redfish? Live in Florida. Yeah, half-ass fixes and never fixes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Talking about the dams, the fences, everything. Thanks for not a problem, Coro Rex. Hey, Mr. Dave, long time no chat. Love goats, however.
Yes, we did buy a whole section of fencing.
Yeah.
For goats.
He's just responding to Veneto Gardens. There's a guy on the way to Harvey Bay who they were going to use goat fencing or sheep fencing on their whole property for the cattle, and I think they're semi-retired. So he bought pallets and pallets of the wire and pallets of star pickets, and he was selling them cheaper. They changed their mind. They're selling it cheaper than we get from the local produce. Any of the local produce is all wholesalers, fencing guys. So I actually need to get in contact with him and buy some more, because I think we've got just enough to do the holding yards. So quite a bit of that. Definitely the fencing that they've used for the pigs is pretty open. It's almost square, about 8 inches, 20 centimeters. So it's not even proper hog fencing. It's not even really dog fencing. We've seen wallabies push through it. So and
then they just ran barbed wire.
Yeah, around the bottom.
It.
Yeah, so we do need proper. That's why we need to pull the fences out.
We'll do a video when we pull the wire out and just see the mangled mess that it is.
I've seen him burn and bury it style. I'm not too sure. Tasmania is perfect country for hops. Yep. Leslie and David, how's it going, folks? Thank you very much. Hope's all well with you as well. Coffee trees do well in southeast Queensland. Yeah, we gave ours out to Hamish and Nicole from Naughty Goat Farms. They're not nerds. Naughty Goat Farm. They ended up propagating some. Last time I went there, I did a short on their place. It's absolutely awesome. They've got a abattoir chili bin. I think it was an abattoir chili bin. This basically goes the length of the house. It's a big long tub. And they turned it into a legal pool. It's got proper fencing and everything around it. But all around it, they planted bananas and then a walkway and then bananas and their rainwater tank. There's just banana alley. And there's an understory there. They've got coffee. I think their coffees, they're propagated from our dwarf coffee. We've got access to more plants down the line if we want them, because that's one vegetable I will happily eat every day. It's vegetables, isn't it? Seed, so we will be doing coffee at some point.
Like that.
Well, the fruit's really nice. Like I really loved. We've still got dried. I kept them for prosperity.
Did you?
Yeah, the fruit. I've still got dried fruit.
Have you?
Yeah.
I thought I threw it.
See what she does.
It was old.
Yeah, it was when we were moving. Fair enough. Did you throw it?
I don't know.
Because they were still edible. They didn't go moldy. Anyway, yeah, but the fruit is nice as well. So I dare say that
you'll have to go hunting through the cupboard.
Yeah, I dare say that the wallabies would have a bit of a munch on their fruit. Oh, imagine them zoomed up on caffeine.
That's what I was thinking. It was just going to be like
ding, 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 ding. Yeah, bouncing off the paddock. Great to catch up again. Yeah, not a problem. Curly laughs. You should go do a GoFundMe for the first anniversary.
That's a good idea.
Bianca's been at me to do the GoFundMe thing still. I just don't want to do it through GoFundMe and those guys. It's the same as our supporters page. I just prefer to do it ourselves because that way we have rights for it. So there is an app for Wix. My website's based on Wix. There is an app for that. I'm not very good at selling myself. So
I can do that.
B can do that, yeah. Yeah. Be nice. She's actually giving me a haircut today so she can make me all nice and pretty. Oh, the beard as well. The beard's coming off. So we noticed there's a bit of a safety issue working around machinery.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing bad happened, but yeah, the beard's got to go. So
when you see a fan belt going around real quick.
Yeah. So
just below your beard. Yeah,
but I wasn't in there. It was all good. So thanks, Mark. Simone, hello. How's it going? I'm on ketamine cruise. Oh, geez.
Always dangerous.
Always, yes. Never quite know what she's going to do next, but that's good. Hope all is well, Simone. Cool. I like seeing blasts from the past. I know Mrs. Rev hangs around the chats as well from time to time. So, craftily recycled. Do you ever get a chance to look up Percy Island goats? Yes, I did look them up. They're not quite what we're after. Like if we're after just the straight meats, but they do look like they'd be. Well, see, that's the thing. We don't really know what we're looking for with the meats either.
Oh,
they were an island population. Yeah. So, we've been looking at the boar goats because they're not a boar lineage, are they? They're in. I forget. I know I did look them up at the time because we were looking at the boar goats just because we've had people say that they're pretty much what's worked really, really well for them. So, yeah, I did look them up. The Aussie white sheep, yeah, they were the mini Angus. Thank you, Justin. So that's how far back I am in the chat. Sorry, guys. The Aussie white are like a Dorper. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Maybe they've got a Dorper line in them, but they're a self-shedding sheep. Dexters can also have milk as A2 protein.
Oh, there you go. The heritage goats were introduced by the Royal Navy in 1874.
So that's the Percy Island goats.
That's the Percy
Does it
Island
say what
goats.
they are?
That's what I'm looking for. They're just talking about the Nature Conservation Act, blah, blah, blah.
Because that's your department, isn't it? No.
Yes.
And no.
For Queensland,
Yeah.
not for the other states.
Well, Percy Island is Queensland, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so.
Possibly.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, they're cute.
Yeah. Anyway. Yes. Kind of funny. I've waited for years to ask you a question directly, but after years, I have no questions. Not a problem. Not a problem. We'll be doing, I think we might do a live once a month. I don't know if they'll always be as long as this, but I think we'll do just a live once a month from now on. Just on a weekend around about this time, because we get folks in the evening overseas and sort of midday Sunday-ish for folks here in Australia. Just to catch up and let you guys ask any questions that you want to ask. Just to let you know, I do read all the comments in the comment sections. I don't get back to all the questions though on the older videos, but on the newer videos, anything to about 6 months old, I tend to answer questions on. So feel free to ask questions there under the appropriate videos as well, and I can get back to you. Or you can join and become a supporter, a member, either here or over on Farm Your Own Yard. And yeah, I can answer questions through those sites and also through our guide. If you do buy the Beginner's Aquaponics Guide, see, I'm spruiking myself, Bianca. If you do buy the Backyard Aquaponics Beginner's Guide, there's a direct Ask Rob button there. And yeah, you can just hit that, and I answer anyone who's supported us in that respect, all the members and that. I answer your questions as soon as I see them. So generally, within the 24-hour period. I used to run coffee beans right off the bush of sweep. Yeah, I was chewing them in the backyard, and yeah, it was really giving you a nice buzz, Janice. It really was. Mark, I used to run Demara sheep.
That's what I'm looking
fat
at
tail
now.
sheep. The fat tails. Yes, someone else was telling us. Dave, was it Dave?
Wow. He's got double horns.
Oh wow, I think Dave was telling us down in New South Wales he ran fat tail. If you're here, Dave, let us know. Yeah, the beard. Dad used to Zesty Notions. Dad was an engineer, had his own factories, and it was the first time I've ever seen someone with a beard net on. He made them when they were using the lathe. But there wasn't a proper beard net, but their beard had to be up. No one with a beard was allowed to use the lathes with it exposed. I know myself before I had the beard and I had long hair, I bent down next to a drill press just as it had finished to grab the brush to get rid of the swarf, and yeah, so I was very, very lucky because it would have scalped me. So long hair, never thought of it. But yeah, definitely not good. You got to talk the shop more, Rob. Yes. Okay. I also have a store. I just sold out of kelp powder today. But I do have a store here. I sell awesome nut crackers all around the world, the Queensland Nutbusters, and for Aussies, Uniseals, other people around the world. Actually, New Zealand, they're cheaper to buy here if you're in New Zealand. A few customers from New Zealand, Southeast Asia get Uniseals from us. And there's some other gardening products and testing equipment there that I bought from Aqua Gardening when they shut down. So the website is robsaquaponics.com, and there is a shop button up in the top hand bar there.
Something also that's not on your shop.
What's not on my shop?
Just listed this morning.
What?
For people who have aquariums.
Oh yeah, for aquarium. There's fish filter mattings. Bianca's listed them.
He never put it listed up there, but I can't use filter matting.
Yeah, so
you want filter matting for aquariums?
Yeah, we got filter matting for aquarium. Let Bianca know. Yeah, so. There is shop stuff there as well as consultations. I do aquaponics consultations. I just fixed up the page for that and integrated Teams because we're not using Zoom anymore and integrated some other stuff. Yeah, and hit that thumbs up. You tell them, Des. I'll buy you beer one day, mate. Ko-Fi is a good alternative to Patreon. Yeah, their fee structures. Yeah, I've actually got my own website. It is, if you want to find it, Bianca.
What is it?
It is robsaquaponic.info. I really need. Son-in-law Ahanu has offered. He's an IT whiz. What do you mean it can't be reached?
Rob's Aquaponic or Ponics? S
S.
plural.
Aquaponics has an S. Yeah, Ahanu, he's a bit of an IT whiz.
Okay.
He's what?
Let's go there. What's that?
I don't know. Hang on, we'll find it. Apparently my
Is
consultation.
parked free, courtesy of GoDaddy. You means parked.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, he's offered to build websites for me, so it would be good to get a website with everything, because like all the consultations, the shops, the supporters, all in one. But the supporters is through a website where I get 100% of the funds because I pay a yearly subscription to the website. So that's why I decided to go through there, mainly because at the time, Patreon were just ripping people off. I know it's changed since. Some people did ask me to start a Patreon account, so I do have a Patreon account, but no one's subscribed to it. As soon as we stopped doing aquaponic content and moved to the farm, I just lost heaps of supporters, which is understandable. Don't begrudge them whatsoever. Just because they were supporting with the aquaponics and not so much the farm. So that's what happened there, and I've just kept it ever since. Actually, I can look up here because I have bookmarks on this one. Where are we? We are there. And I will get the link and I'll put it in the chat, folks.
That's the retrieve.
That's retrieve. That's not what I'm looking for.
Something's crawling on my face.
Something's crawling on Bianca's face. What am I doing, Bianca? I'm doing this one. And I'm going to the site. robsaquaponic.info. Is that what you typed in?
robsaquaponics.info.
Well, apparently it's not working on Bianca's computer and other people's computer.
Goes to that weird thing.
robsaquaponics.info. So I'll put it in the chat and you guys can check it out if you want. That's my music player. There you go. That's just where I do the supporter stuff as well as supporter stuff. It's also where I do the consultations through there. So yeah.
Oh, now it's working.
Now it's working.
Maybe it was user error.
Simone, all good there. Just knocking the chronic pain on the head. Yeah, it's not good. Not good. I'm starting to get the old arthritis in the elbows again. So I got to go on my special diet that gets rid of all the arthritis for a while. Hey, Mrs. Rev. Hi, Mrs. Rev. I don't think she watches the lives. Gosh, not the beard. Yes. It'll be going down from it'll be a respectable 1 fist beard, I think.
Maybe a little bit shorter.
Maybe shorter. So.
As short as I cut it.
Yes, it is Queensland. Yeah, I thought so. It's a ball goat. Okay. A bit's a ball. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't want to be scout.
Yes.
The bouncy bums.
Bouncy bums.
Yeah, I think they are.
I can see that now.
Yeah. Then no one's used to be a machinist. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no one with beards in the machinery workshop. Set up a rudimentary machine shop, make stuff to start. Yeah, I actually have the shed. I don't know if you guys are interested in that sort of stuff, but I do have a shed. I've got a fair bit of equipment from my father. My father's been put into care now. He's got stage 4 dementia. So he was also a hoarder, which is bad. It's sort of good for me because there is a lot of machinery there that I can. Sorry, the wind's just blowing this around. There's a lot of machinery and tools that I'm slowly gathering when I'm down in there, like the trailer with the crane on the back that I'm going to use for the weight, that we can use on the farm. Things like torque wrenches. He's got a couple of welders, but they're the old school MIG welders, the big ones. There's smaller, easier, more manageable ones now. I'll pick up 1 or 2 of them. He had air compressors, but unfortunately they've just been sitting for so long. Really good industrial ones and a couple of cheap GMC ones. Just the condensation, because he never opened the valves. They're just all rusted through in the cylinders. There's oxys. I need to grab a couple of oxy torches. Craig's going to help me out. He's helped me out with some plasma cutting ideas. Oh, by the way, the sign. Should go down and grab the sign. It's downstairs. I've opened up the laundry if you want to go down that way. Okay, she's wearing a nighty bottom, so she wants to go behind the camera. Yeah, so there's plasma cutting gear. I've got one of these. I bought a pedestal drill at an auction, the Aqua Gardening one. We got rid of his lathes and milling machines. For some reason, I thought he had a small milling machine left. But when we had to clear out his shed, It was on Craig, the guy whose artwork you're going to see in a minute. It was on his family farm in the shed Dad was using there. He had massive old Colchester lathes and millers and stuff like that, but unfortunately, yeah, they just had to go. We sold them to help pay for his medical stuff. But yeah, we will be setting up just a basic workshop. I've done bits and pieces in there already. So North Queensland dry tropics. In God I trust. How's it going? Fair few people from the North Tropics have jumped on board recently. Oh yeah, here we go.
How well can you see that?
I'll move the mic. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, that way. It's reversed.
So it's a 3D plasma cutout. Craig does everything by hand. If you can hear us. Craig cuts everything by hand with the plasma cutter. He's tacked them on. He's got some a finish on there, so the rust shouldn't. The shiny stuff shouldn't rust, and the rust shouldn't degrade further. It shouldn't penetrate or something like that on there. So yeah, that's an actual looking at the house from this side, and he popped a swing on there. So now Bianca wants a swing.
More importantly, I need a swing now.
And on the back we have yeah. So he's signed it, and the metal is by Dad, because this is some scrap metal he saved from his family farm when we cleaned out all Dad's junk. So. Craig is an awesome chap, a bit of a adopted family member of sorts. He's helped Mum and Dad out no ends. He's an earth mover as well, although he sold all his earth moving equipment when they moved back into town from their farm. So, yeah, hopefully we're going to have him and the family up here, and they can bring their pew sticks up and have a bit of a shoot, or yeah, just have a bit of a camp. It'd be great to catch up with them. So yeah, I was just blown away. I just walked in. He's actually been off work for ages. He made that when we first bought the place. So he's got a page, Metal by Craig, on Facebook. If you're interested in that sort of thing, all freehand artwork. He's done some awesome. Someone's dog looks absolutely fantastic. He's got the pictures progressing through, and I think if he got the all clear from the doctor this week, he should be doing some more artwork. So he does commissions and stuff. So yeah. Check him out.
And he did it all off a sneaky photo from Mum.
Yeah, Mum. We gave Mum a photo. She wanted a photo of the house, and she passed it on to him. Crafty old buggers. So yeah. 3D printers, mill and lathe. Yeah, definitely something we want. I'm loving the videos where you introduce other aquaponics, fun and interesting. Yeah, I want to do more of that. There's Dave is a fly-in, fly-out worker. Down west of Toowoomba. He's offered to have us down there. He also has deer on his property. So go down there and check out his system. His system is pretty unique. I've seen it through, I did a consultation with him, and his family came up here and we said good day and met and all that, which was really cool. He's living in a shouse. A shouse is a shed house, basically, and down the middle of it, they had a divider while they were building their house. And he was growing aquaponics under lights in the shed because the wallabies there are that bad, and you can't control wallabies here in Queensland. They're protected. You can control kangaroos. So just rather than build,
get a license.
Oh, you can get a permit to do it, but no one gets the permits.
Oh no, I was told if you can prove that they're financially damaging your crops or growth or anything like that, they approve the permits.
Oh, they do?
You can shoot them.
Okay, we should tell Ollie and Marianne.
Yeah, they can get a permit.
Yeah, because we have, like in our small house yard, we'll have 30, and then you shine the torch down the paddock behind us. We got an O-light javelin too, and we can see down to the front driveway, the front road. Neighbour thinks we've got a high-powered spotlight. It's just a torch. But anyway, yeah, we wallabies all through the paddocks. There's just dozens and dozens of them.
Whoever drove down our street
someone decided to come down with all their lights blaring down our street and just park, and I think they were having a look. You get people coming in onto properties illegally. Neighbours had it pigging illegally in this area, and so we think they were scoping out the front gate that we need to replace.
So I hit them with the torch.
So yeah, lit them up with the torch from the house.
They backed up and took off.
Oh, but quickly. So we need to actually, one of the gates we took off yesterday, we measured up, it's going to fit down the front. So because at the moment it's just got a cockies gate, just a wire gate with a wooden
Star picket.
Yeah, so we'll take it down there, something a little bit more meatier, and chain it up. So yeah, but yeah, no, I do want to. Geez, we started off with Dave and ended up talking about that. I do want to go and check out more aquaponic systems, Zesty Notions. Yeah, so if anyone is in the Brisbane Sunshine Coast area who wants me to come and have a look at their aquaponic system, either to put on video or wants a consultation, or yeah, just hit me up either through the comment section here on Facebook or under one of the community posts online. I do post a bit to the community thing, so yeah, hit us up if you're interested, and we'll see what can work. G'day, Deborah. It works for him. How is the light over there? And how is it light over there in the US at the moment? Well, it's about midday here. It's 1:15. We've been on for about an hour, a bit over an hour. So yeah, I try to make these when I do hangouts with supporters, like the one Dave and I had earlier this morning. Oh, and Yabbies. Yeah, I try and make it so it's like your evening and our morning. It's a bit of it's probably a good idea coming into summer for us as well, because this is when it's hottest, and I like to work in the early evening during summer anyway.
Cool.
So yeah. G'day, Scott. How's it going? Is this the Scott from the Uniseals? If so, count the Uniseals. I think you may have got 5. Let me know. And plus, I got some media if you're interested. Can't wait to see what happens in the shed. Yeah, same here. I inherited most of my dad's tools. Dementia is a mongrel. It's good. Dad's at us, if you don't mind me talking about this. We're pretty blunt and pretty straight up folks. Dad's at the stage now where when I go in and see him, he's working on Moreton Island. Dad had a contract for Tangalooma when I left school. I worked with Dad over on Moreton Island at Tangalooma doing the repairs on the buses and all the old army trucks that were converted into buses on the island. It was a sand island here in Australia off the coast of Brisbane or in Moreton Bay. And it was a tourist resort. So whenever I go see Dad now, still is, yeah. Whenever I go see Dad now, I have to be careful because if he asks how I got there, I have to say by boat just to see if he's on the island, because he's working on the island at the moment and he's really enjoying himself. The food could be a bit better as always, but other than that, it's pretty good. People are coming in and looking after him, and so it's put him in a happy place. So that is a positive. He gets a little bit confused when he's, the truck's left at the dock where you hop on the ferry to go over, and he's a bit worried someone might break into the truck and that sort of thing. But he's in a good place, so that's pretty cool.
Or he was worried that the staff hadn't been paid.
Oh yeah. So Mum had to go as soon as Mum left. When I went in with Mum, she had to go and make sure all the staff had their, because his pay in the old pay packet, not today like it is today. And I think he was talking about tax stamps. He used to pay tax by stamps. He was talking about them as well. So yeah. Yep. Sign looks awesome. It is an awesome sign. It is a really cool sign. Craig has done an awesome job. And yeah, check out if you're on Facebook, Metal by Craig. Suss it out. My neighbour and I are going to learn to weld soon. She's already a whiz with carpentry. Yeah, it's definitely something that's very easy to pick up. My dad taught me how to weld by welding and then saying that's how you do it. So I ended up working at Hallmark, the tanker division, building I was sweeping the floors and then worked my way up to welding shields. This is when Kira was born, welding the armor shields around the Black Hawk refueling trucks. So when they go bush bashing, they don't rip the pumps off the side of the trucks. So they were nice big, it was around about 3/4 inch onto an inch plate. That's how I ended up learning to weld properly. So that was big, meaty, chunky welds. Something I've never really gotten into again because we never really needed it, did we? But now on the farm, we're definitely going to need it. The top deck of the slasher needs replacing.
Well, even we were talking about the frame for a winch.
Oh yeah.
A tractor.
Yep.
And
yeah, we need to weld up something for that. And I also want to weld up make up just a little portable hoist to wheel around the workshop as well. So for when we are pulling motors off of like the gearbox off the top of the slasher and stuff like that, because the way the shed's made, it's all rolled gal tin.
It's not real
So
strong.
it's not something we can really put a hoist on or something like that. I wouldn't trust it anyway. So
Simone's got a MIG.
MIG welder, cool. Love my time in Toowoomba. Yeah, Toowoomba's a nice place. Dogs can't keep the wallabies away. Well, I shot an Alsatian this morning.
Wow.
A wild dog cross Alsatian. We've got them. We know of five. We know 5 individual wild dogs, different wild dogs. We've got 2 of them. Last Sunday I shot one as well. This morning I got a little bitch that's had pups.
Not recently.
Not recently though, you can tell. And her partner was a bigger dog with a big swoosh Alsatian tail, a big dark looking thing. I wasn't quick enough to get him. I only saw her. I only thought there was one. He ran out behind from a tree because it's 150 meters. It's not real close. So the dogs don't really keep the wallabies away. What actually alerted me to the dogs last weekend and today was wallabies. I was taking photos of these wallabies that were like, they come full pelt across a paddock, stop, and then turn back from where they came. And that was like, that's not normally what they do. So
they're very secretive. So that if you see them out in the open during the day, something's wrong.
Yeah, so that's where I saw them. So we control them because we're obliged to by law, and also the neighbours. They're getting on a bit now, the calves, but they calved in the last couple of months, so it's something. Yeah.
Still enough. That first one was a big dog.
Oh, that first one, the one we got last weekend, he was bigger than Jack. I actually sprained my hand pulling him when I tripped over. But yeah, not a good thing, but something that has to be done. But yeah, the dogs don't really keep the wallabies away.
And there's too much land. Like even the neighbour, his property is ginormous compared to ours.
His property is like
And
4 times, 5 times as big as us.
His 2 dogs are only really keeping foxes away from the house.
Yeah, we haven't seen any foxes since the ones we got that night when Chook Chook was attacked.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dogs, we've got 3 dogs now.
But if the dogs are around, the foxes aren't going to be.
Yeah, the foxes won't be around. And Jack doesn't wander off too far either. And when he comes out at night, like we're driving and there's a wallaby on the side of the road, you'd think he's like,
big tough boy.
Big tough boy. He's growling at the window and try and go them and all the rest of it. But at night time, if he has to go down to pee before bed and there's a wallaby like 10 meters away, he's like, Mum, Dad, come help me.
Keep the torch on.
Yeah, you got to keep the torch on or he won't go pee. So Jack's,
He's a house dog.
He's
a big sook.
He's a wuss. He's a sook.
Yes, all right. He's a wuss.
Yeah. But anyway, Tangalooma brings us back.
What do you need the dogs for? You've got me with a torch.
Yeah, Bianca with the torch. She's pretty scary. She scares many people. Tangalooma brings us back. When we lived on the Gold Coast years, made many trips over there. Beautiful spot. Yeah, we ended up, Dad got the contract because they bought timeshare. And while they were over there, the bus kept breaking down when they went out to the sand dunes to go sand sledding. And Dad was the only one on the island who could fix it because their mechanic couldn't. And Dad ended up getting the contract. So he had his workshop doing the trailers at Wacol sheet metal, and then he was over there doing that as well. So, yeah. Welding is on the bucket list to do. Yeah, it's pretty easy to do, really. It's fun to do as well. I used to get lost in it, but I'm probably a little bit ADHD as well.
How do you learn now without having to go to TAFE?
You just do it. YouTube. Just, yeah. YouTube Academy has probably given more people skill over the last 5 or so years. Not so in the beginning, but in the last, like there's so much stuff. Like I've even seen guys who with trades, they're just teaching people on YouTube now. It's just...
I was talking to one of the girls at work, and she's Mexican, and she said when she did industrial design in Mexico, it was not just the theory and drawing and working all that stuff out. She did welding, lathe.
Oh, she did the whole lot. Yeah,
the whole lot, and that she said that's standard.
Yeah.
Over here, you just learn theory.
Yeah, Kira's just done graphic design.
She did graphic.
And it's not what I thought. Like I thought they'd be doing models and all sorts of stuff, just going from what people have known in the past. And no, it's just all of it is just on computer. Yeah. My dad was living in the 60s and being tormented by Russians, forcing him to do missions against Australia. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, no.
No.
I love
Imaginary Russians. The real ones.
I'm a better grinder than a welder.
Well, that was one thing. That was always the joke when Dad was interviewing, getting people to do welds. Like, yeah, one guy was like, yeah, I'm not the best welder, but my grinding, like, yeah.
We're going to get livestock guardian dog?
I don't know.
I know people around here have the Maranas? No.
Yeah.
The big white ones.
Big white fluffy teddies, yeah.
Not
so fluffy and teddy-ish.
But I don't know their temperament enough to know how to go with Jack, or I don't like the idea of locking a dog outside. And
she thinks dogs are people too. Not all dogs.
Well, I'll be treating the goats the same as well. It'll be, I know, learning curve for me. Shut up. Yeah.
Okay. We will be eating our pets. It's okay.
Eating's fine.
Yeah. But I think protection for the animals, because they're pretty much all visible from the house. I keep telling Bianca I need a good thermal scope. As long as I've got a good thermal scope, well, but yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. It's just one of those things, and people don't understand. Just responding to Craftily Recycled. I posted on the other channel. I posted the fox one. I didn't. It was the clean side. It was the clean side of the fox. I got photos of the dogs, but I'm not going to show them. Clean side of the fox, just to say that, you know, with a predator had been shot on the property, and it's just a part of it. And I got hate from that. So I don't understand how these guys
who do. It was only looking for food, but when
it was only looking for food, yeah.
You look at the other side and the environmental damage that these animals do, because but they're cute and fluffy.
Yeah, they're not all from Beatrix Potter. I follow a couple of Into the Night and Edge of the Outback, a couple of Into the Night's not a contract killer. He's a farm manager in Western Queensland.
Contract killer.
Well, that's what they are.
I know, but it just sounds like an assassin. No.
Yeah, they're basically.
Pest control.
RMJ Hunting's another one. They do pest control here in Australia professionally, and the amount of hate that they get, people saying just let the pigs live or let the foxes live, they're not hurting anyone. Like, if anyone heard what the noises Chuk made when that fox grabbed her, it wasn't going to be a fast, painless death. It was going to be, I'm going to consume you while you're still alive type thing. So yeah, a bullet's a lot quicker than how they die naturally in the wild. Menshed community. Yes, I got a Menshed community flyer. They were at Bunnings the other day while I was getting some bits and pieces. And the flyer is inside there, and they do the Bundaberg Menshed. I was actually going to inquire with them, see if they wanted me to come in and do an aquaponics talk or something like that. So yeah, I know Mr. Hallam's on the other side of Bundy, about the same distance we are from Bundy. So he might be, I know he does Menshed sort of talks as well, so it'd be cool to do something like that. Actually, it'd be nice to go to Mr. Hallam's place. But anyway.
Yeah. It is Marima.
Marima. Yep. Hat trick. I'm going to perfect my soldering skill first and then update the welding. Yep.
I remember hating soldering. I did soldering in high school with that giant, heavy...
Oh, you used to have to heat it up with an oxy.
Yeah. Oh, it was just atrocious.
Yeah.
I think it's much better now.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the time. We've been on for over an hour, my dear.
Oh yes. No.
We might call it quits for this week's. If you guys have got any suggestions for videos you'd like to see, farm related, please leave them in the comments under this video, or just under the community tab, or maybe even in the chat down the side here, and we'll take them on board, because we do want to do what, let you guys see a little bit more of the property. But what I find interesting and what you folks find interesting are two different things. So yeah, if you could let us know down there. We'll have a bit of a look through. Thanks again to Timmy C and the boys for the beer fund. Definitely will be put to good use. And thank you to everyone who's turned up. A couple of supporters, some people who have been following us for ages. Yeah, it's great to see all your names pop up in the chat. Always good to see. So there we go. Hello, Donald. We're just finishing, Donald, but you can watch. I'm not deleting this. This stays live, so you can catch up. And yeah, if anyone's late to this and we've already finished, leave your questions down in the comments, and I will get back to them. I've got to do last week's video tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow because this afternoon I want to do some stuff. So there we go. I'll stop mattering on.
Yeah.
Check out the shop. Check out the supporter pages. Check out the guide. Check out my beautiful wife. No, don't. Better go. Bye, folks.
Bye.
End stream. That's where it is, isn't it?
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.